Hi, this is Paul Page from the Journal of Commerce. I'm here with Peter Tirschwell, Vice President of Global Strategy at UBM Global Trade and the organizer of Trans-Pacific Maritime here in Long Beach. Peter, what do you think the big highlights for the show were for you?
Well, the big highlight for sure was the outbursts of anger on both sides of the shipper-carrier divide. It was not unexpected that we saw that, because in 17 years covering this industry, I've never once witnessed more tension, more anger than I've seen in the last 3 months. And this event was timed right in some ways at the crescendo of all that, because all of the delays of cargo, all of the freight rate increases, all of the issues that have gone on are now beginning to segue into the contracting period. And so people brought a lot of baggage here to TPM, and you knew it was going to combust. So I think that that's what we saw. And it's hard to say whether we solved anything, because I don't really think we did. But when people are really angry, but they have an opportunity to talk about it, they're going to feel better a little bit, maybe, and they're going to be at least a little bit in a better position to carry on a rational dialogue going forward.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? One shipper told me, "Look, I don't make contracts with the industry," as he put it. You know, there may be arguments going on within the industry, but he doesn't make contracts with a large set of carriers. He makes his own contracts, and so he learned a lot, but he's going to take it back and talk to his carriers about what happened here and what he now knows. I mean, a good shipper, like this guy I was talking to, has information, knows what the carrier point of view is, and he's going to go into these meetings and know why capacity is doing what it's doing, and what the general lay of the land is, and strike a good deal.
Yeah, well, he'll have to see, because one thing that was unclear is really where the market is going. The market is definitely not going down. It may be going up a little bit more. It's hard to tell how much further. I was talking to one of the principals in TCC, the container ship company. They're the carrier that's going to start a single loop Trans-Pacific service with 3,000 TEU ships or thereabouts in April. And what he was saying was that they're expecting Trans-Pacific eastbound rates to be in the neighborhood of about $2,000 per container for the remainder of this year. That's not much higher than where they are now.
We had the economic panel that started it, which was pretty positive. And I think that got a little buried under some of the fire that happened later. But I thought the opening panel, we had the guy from Alpha Liner, Hua Ju Tan. We had Tufton Oceanic. These guys were very upbeat about demand, I thought. Certainly Alpha Liner not very positive about adding capacity. But these guys are very bullish about the industry in the short term as far as demand. I think that got a little lost in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. And in some ways, what this is, everything that we're witnessing, really is an aftershock of this cataclysmic global financial meltdown that almost took the world down about a year ago. I mean, the last time TPM got together in March of 2009, that was really at the darkest days of the recession. That's where we were looking into the abyss, where we simply didn't know whether we were about to enter a real global depression. I mean, that was a possibility. Now, of course, the world governments pulled their act together, and things are now heading in the right direction. But this is really, I see it as everything that's happening here is a direct aftershock of that, rather than any sort of evil doing, poor planning, because it was so much bigger than just this industry. And so this industry really, in some ways, is just getting whipsawed by the whole thing.
There was a lot of energy here. I mean, a lot of, I think, what was it, 30% up, and a lot of on attendance, and just a lot of discussion, a lot of, sometimes it was anger, but there was certainly a lot of heat and energy, and it sounds to me like a lot is going on. I mean, there's just a lot happening this year.
One of the things about this event that I like is that everybody is everybody comes and everybody's sort of on an equal playing field. It's all just one big group of people. The audience isn't segmented by buyers, sellers, anything else. This is a whole bunch of group of people who come together every year. They all depend on each other. You can't be a importer from Asia and not be dependent. You have to have ocean carrier service. You can't air freight everything. You can't beam everything up and then beam it back down. And so, as a result, you could see that the community that really in some ways has been ripped apart by everything that's happened over the past quarter is sort of, I think, beginning to sort of find its way into the future. And that's really one of the satisfying things about this event.
Yeah, and people talk about how there aren't solutions, but I heard a lot of people talking about ways to sort of even out the volatility. There's a lot of talk about things like indexing rates, a lot more talk about that kind of thing. What we heard last year actually at TPM Asia, that idea came up there. Different tools that people use. There are maybe no solutions exactly, but I think there are a lot of ideas floating out there, and people are not just shaking their fists, and they're out there trying to come up with things.
Terrific.
Great. Thank you.